This game is about learning a language, which I'm really excited for. We actually talked to this, or like I talked about this dev ages ago. Wanted to play their game. We talked about it on stream, and they got a bump up, and people found out about it. It's called So to Speak. It's about learning Japanese. That's the entirety of the game. And I thought it was such a cool way to learn a language was to do it through a video game, right? I thought that'd be really, really awesome. That goes on my wish list. Yeah, no, it's really, really interesting. And I've been wanting to play this. I've been wanting to check it out because the idea is that you learn Japanese by playing the game. Yeah. You're the dev of this. Hello, So to Speak. Super excited to join in and talk a bit. Yes. I'm going to play it for about an hour, and then I'll jump into the channel, and then we'll go from there. But I'm very excited to play this. I remember when we talked about this game, it had to be like a year, maybe a year and a half ago. Somewhere there. Look at the pixel art. That's quite pretty. Look at this. Drag the yellow Japanese word onto its English meaning. So this goes on to exit. So we now know that this combination means exit. Click and drag the background to move. So the idea is that you do pattern recognition so that you know what these words mean. And you slowly learn the language as a result of this. So this means station. This means entrance. They're easy right now because they're really close together, but it doesn't mean it's going to always be that way. Entrance.
入り口
入り口入り口
I don't know if I could say that. Iriguchi.
入り口
Iriguchi. But what does it mean? What does it mean? Does that mean... What does it mean? Click speech bubble, drag the word to its English meaning. Does that mean...
入り口
So that's how you pronounce it. Okay, so that means entrance. Iriguchi. I'm probably pronouncing it incorrectly. This is a park.
公園
Koan.
公園
Koan. Park.
公園
We're doing it. Yeah, this is cool. It's a really cool way to do it. So it gives pronunciation, it gives pattern recognition, and you kind of go from there. And I will likely scuff it immensely.
駅
Iki. Station.
駅
Iki.
出口出口出口
Deguchi. Deguchi
出口
means exit.
出口
We did it. This is cool. It's just a really interesting way to do this, and it's all done with pixel art, and I thought that was rather phenomenal, to be honest with you. Yeah. And it's something that's done in a way that even a dumbass like me can learn Japanese. Badly.
神社
神社
Jinja.
神
Jinja.
社
Jinja.
神社
Shrine.
神社
It's an entrance to a shrine. Entrance. Oh, we don't have the symbol for entrance, though. I wonder if we'll get combinations. Book on the lower right of the screen. Drag words onto the books onto signs. Okay. Ah, here we go. So we know that this one is station.
駅
That one's ready. And we know that this one is shrine.
神社
So Jinja and Eki. So down is the station, right is the shrine. See, now we don't actually have people talking about it. We have to base it on what we've learned from the previous section. They do often sell ginger candies at shrines. Wait, do they really? Is that a common thing? It's Jinja, right? This is a better way to learn than Duolingo. I like this a lot more. And I don't get a small green bird that screams at me, you know? And then, like, knows where I live and rapidly approaches my location. So how do you say... So with Jinja being shrine, what is the word for ginger candy? Is it even close? Terrifying bird. No, none of that here, which is great. So, Iriguchi,
入り口
Iriguchi, that's entrance. And then we can do Jinja.
神社
There we go. It's Shoga? Shoga is what it's named. Why is it named that? That's interesting. It's so different. I wonder what the history of the word was. Koen?
公園
That's funny because, like, it sounds like it takes the O and draws it out, like Koen. Koen. Right?
公園
Like an owl almost. You absolutely adore this? I do too. Iriguchi.
入り口
And deguchi.
出口
And where is it? I don't know if we know that one, do we? Do I know that one?
日々
That's a new word. We've learned a new one. What does it mean? I don't know what himi means. So now we have levels, and you can actually do the different chapters to learn each one of these and redo them if you want to. When you have a U besides a vowel, you basically make the vowel sound longer. Okay, so like with Japanese, you'd make it sound a lot longer, like a who kind of a thing, instead of just a ho. That's interesting. Welcome to himi.
日々
Himi is that on the side? Himi is here. What are they saying? Yokoso? What does that mean? That means Yokoso means welcome to Himi. So Yokoso Himi. Welcome to Himi. Is that correct? I don't know if that's right. Feels right.
ようこそ
So Yokoso,
ようこそ
Yokoso, and then Himi. So there's no in-between word in Japanese. It's just welcome and location. Is that correct? Because in English, we put a lot of fluff words in there. Like, welcome to the illustrious Himi, right? Like, we do a bunch of stuff like that. Himi e yokoso? So you guys do actually do a letter in there. Correct for the most part. Okay.
ようこそ
Yokoso. Yokoso Himi.
ようこそ日々
Yokoso Himi. Welcome to. All right. And now we've got this. Have we seen this combo before? I don't think I've seen this one. This is Himi, part of it. That first part is Himi, and then this, I guess, is going to end up being station. So this symbol
Eki.
is station. Eki.
日々
We got
日々
Eki earlier. Yeah, Himi Eki. So you just combine it. Himi Eki. Is there a natural pause between those? In English, we do a pause between it, like Himi station. Is it Himi Eki or is it Himi Eki? Are they separate? Feeling.
日々駅
It seems like they're not very separate. No pause? Interesting. I feel like that would make conversing much faster. Does that make sense? Like if there's no pause in between words, I feel like you just have like a dramatically more efficient language for like just transmitting ideas. It's like English abbreviations. Interesting. Japanese is more direct than English. Feels like it so far. English is kind of all over the place. English is the only language I know. Okay, this one is close to this, so it's going to be himi, and then a word we don't know. Ah, it's going to be river. It's the river, Himi River. And it looks like a river. All right. Now, how do we get the term for it? What would it sound like? Bup. We got Himi. I don't think we have the sound for this anywhere. Do we have the sound for it? Because we can get that it's a river. English is like 3 to 5 languages in a trench coat. I know. Yeah, it kind of is. Kind of like there, and there. We don't have the sound for this one, but we can't move ahead unless we find it. So there's got to be something in here somewhere that we can do with this.
日々
There we go. Himi and then something. So we know that this is the Himi River, but we don't have the sound for river yet. A bridge. So now we can talk about a bridge. Is this a bridge? That looks like a tree on the left and then something. Because I know that symbol means like tree and can mean forest, if I'm correct with that. But I don't know what the thing on the right is. Is that like a... Looks almost like a building. Hashi? Does hashi mean building? Or
橋
bridge? Might mean bridge.
橋
Hashi is bridge. All right. Now we have the word for bridge. Himi City. So this is going to be Himi. We have that part.
日々
But we have the symbol for a city now. I wonder if we can put that over here. Let's see. Gakko?
学校
Himi Gakko. So that's going to be a building in this place. Is that like a common thing? Let me find Himi. There we go.
Himi.
Is that a common thing in
Himi
Japan as you say, like, this is like the thing from Himi? School? So it's like Himi school?
Himigakko.
Himigako? Okay. What if there's two schools? Do you then determine it by direction or by like another special classification of name? Like a noun name? Do your schools have names? Here in the US we kind of have names. They have names? Okay, I didn't know. I have no idea. There's very big cultural differences in things. There's the river. Kawa. So river is kawa.
Kawa.
I love that you can just do it in this too. So kawa, which makes the last one into himikawa for the river in Himi. Love this. It's actually super fun. Let's see anybody else who's talking. What are they doing? It's a forest. Forest is going to be, if I'm remembering right, ages and ages ago. It's like a portion of that, but this is not. We don't have the word for it yet. Let's go down here. Is that some delicious udon, dude? I know what that is. This is some himi udon, dude. At least I know that word.
Himi.
Himi udon. Give me the noodles.
Himi udon.
Himi udon. You definitely need this game. This is quite good.
駅入り口
Eki iriguchi. So we did iriguchi earlier, and eki is, I believe, was that? No, eki is not that. Eki is station. So the exit to the station, or is it the entrance? That's the entrance of the station. So iriguchi and eki.
Eki. Eki iriguchi.
So the station entrance. And this is the station.
Eki.
There we go. And then this is eki deguchi, so that's the exit to the station.
Deguchi. Eki.
Hey.
Deguchi.
Eki deguchi. I love that it's all voiced, too. You've done a really fantastic job with this. What is that symbol? Let's see there. That's going to be the entrance to the station, eki.
Eki.
And iriguchi.
Iriguchi.
So that's the entrance, deguchi.
Deguchi.
And eki.
Eki.
And then this is going to be station at the end there, and it's Himi Station.
Himi.
Himi eki. So that's the station of Himi. Now this, I know that symbol there is for forest, because it's 3 trees. Ah. See, that one I know. So this is going to be... Mori Hoteru.
Mori hoteru.
Mori Hoteru. What does that mean? I know this means forest. Got it. So, Hoteru, so this is going to be the Forest Hotel? Would be my guess. Because you have people showing up with bags. Is that correct? Hoteru, yeah, I know, right? But I don't know if the word is correct, dude. It's close to the English hotel, but it's a borrowed word, yeah. We need to find somebody who knows hotel, though. Does anyone know for hotel? Oh, wait.
学校
Gakko. We still don't have anything for Gakko, too. Himigakko.
Himigakko.
Do we have anyone that wants to talk about that? Anybody at all? Oh, wait. We have different combinations that are still here in the city. Did that one.
Mori Hoteru.
Hoteru. This is a hotel. Okay, there we go.
Hoteru.
Boop. So it's the Forest Hotel for that. And we did Forest Hotel. Done. We did it. Wait, why is it not filling in? Oh, wait.
Hoteru.
This is such an interesting way to do this. Oh, wait, it's commenting? Or combining like that? Oh, that's weird. Now we have root. What does that mean? On its own? It's katakana pronounced as ru. What is that used for? How do we function with this? It's like a piece of a word. What does it mean? I have no idea what that is. Katakana is purely phonetic. Does it have a symbol or does it have a meaning for that? Himi. Do we have this symbol anywhere else? I don't think I have this anywhere else. Just a letter? It's just reading? Okay, so it's just for phonetic loanwords. So when a word is a loanword from, say, English, you phonetically sound it out. So instead of hotel, it's hoteru, right? And that ru sound is just kind of like you've made the word phonetically, so it's a bunch of particles. Is that correct? There's 3 writing systems in Japanese called hiragana, katakana, and kanji. That much I knew. I just don't know much about them. I know some of these from when I was younger. Because I knew I took a... This is stupid, but I took a class for Chinese when I was in high school. We had it available. You could take Spanish or Chinese, and I was like, I'm going to take Chinese. And I learned a couple of symbols with this. And I know this one is from Chinese for forest, because it's three trees. That's like the bounds of my memory here, right? Katakana is used for foreign stuff. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I can click on. Anything else to investigate? Is that a weird tree? No, it's a forest. Hold the right mouse button to see what you can click on. Ah, that's helpful. Restaurant that sells udon. I love udon. Can we click on the train? No. I don't know if there's anything else I can click on. It looks like I've seen everything here. I might be missing something.
学校
So gakko is this.
が
Ga. And so it's one symbol there. And then the other one is, it looks like something to do with forest, but it's not the same. Gakko, where can we pull that? Similar to this, but not the same. Who do we have that's similar here? Because the bridge is not the same. Maybe it is the same. Maybe it's close. Because there's something down here. This is bridge for Hashi. That's not the same at all. It's not close. Gakko is a student? I don't know. Could be.
学校
Gakko is a school. The full school. Okay. So we have to click on this and then actually know that. All right, that makes more sense. I'm still learning like the way to like maneuver through the video game as well. I think we have one last thing to figure out, which is this, which is Himi, and then city. So we'll just do it as city. There we go. All right, that makes more sense. Because we knew it was Himi City, I just didn't know how to announce it there. Hikari.
光
Hikari. Hikari. Is there a lot of like declensions with like changing the pitch of your voice in Japanese? Or is it not really heavily into that? Is there? I'm probably butchering the hell out of it then. As an American, we don't really do that. So we only use pitch of our voice to kind of show off our emotional state, if that makes sense. That's one of the biggest things is in English is if we're getting high pitched, we're excited, and if we're getting like then we're not excited. But we can say the same thing like yeehaw or yeehaw. You know, like it's the same word. It has the same exact meaning, but pitch is used for emotional. You know, yeah, it's for tone exactly. So we don't really use it for meaning of the word. So if you like, or I guess we don't use it for a completely different word, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's like energy levels. Yeah, yeehaws and sad. Yeah. You use middle mouse button to zoom in and out. Ooh, that's helpful. Is this going to be like pickup? We'll hold on to that for now.
駐車場
Chushajo. Let me try it again.
駐車場
Chushajo. I'm going to guess
駐車
parking.
場
Lot.
駐車場
I think it's interesting that you guys have like almost word for word. So there's no like, I guess a concept that would make it really hard to translate over. Yeah. It's even the same number of syllables in this case. Chusha jo. Parking lot. It's very interesting. Yeah. I really like that. What is this?
駐車場
That is chushajo. Okay.
駐車場
Because that's the same thing that she said there. Perfect. This one, do we have anything that's similar? Okay, so we have this. It's got the sha in it. Because chu sha jo, and this is, I don't know if that's pronounced sha, but it's the same in that one. So this one will be going... Do we have something that looks like that? We do. Kind of. No, it's not the same. Doing an association with that. Let me see.
Taxi.
Oh, so it's a taxi line. It's a taxi pickup.
Taxi.
Okay. Yeah.
Taxi.
Yeah, taxi pickup. Taxi.
Eki.
Eki. So we have that from before. That's the station.
Eki.
There's our station. So this is the taxi station. Takushi. So you guys do... With us, we do taxi as 2 syllables. You do takushi. And she's... she has like a drawn-out I. So it's takushi. Is that correct?
Taxi.
Taxi.
It almost sounds like it blends, like takushi, 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 where you don't even do like a taku-shi. It's more takushi. Like there's a K kind of just blended in. Is that correct? All right. Let's try this. What is this? That's our train station. So this would be Hikari Station.
Eki.
That's our
Hikari. Hikari eki.
Hikari Eki. So we're in a different city now. We're in Hikari now. Instead of Himi. That makes more sense, because we're in maybe an area? Or it's a station that goes to that place? The U kind of gets chopped off? Interesting. This is our elevator. This would be... I guess that's going to be our escalator. But we don't have a way to say it. Of course, it's... So that's a borrowed word as well, because it's done phonetically. We'll wait for the ads. So the word for escalator is...
Escalator.
Escalator. So that is... Escalator. So that is a borrowed word. That's going to be completely borrowed at that point.
Escalator.
And it's all using phonetics to get it to there. And this is... That's just you using a particle to be like, excitement. Right? But it's interesting that it's off on its own for an exciting kind of a situation. I have to figure it out. What do we do with it? I don't know yet. So south is going to be that one. And then entrance, because we already know that word. Oh wait, we don't know the entrance, do we? Interesting. Iriguchi is entrance, but this has turned it into a single symbol. South entrance is not the same this time. Because Iriguchi would be this. So just Gucci. South Gucci. That's interesting. Finished learning hiragana yesterday. Hitting this up after work. Thank you for the work and effort. Yeah, it's fantastic. Minamiguchi. Okay, so this is going to be south. Is
Minamiguchi.
Minami.
Minami.
Yeah, Minami.
Minamiguchi.
So south is Minami. I'm going to guess the north is going to be something similar to that, but in the opposite direction. And we can shorten Iriguchi from just being entrance to just being Gucci. What does that mean about the brand Gucci? That starts to put really like words into a weird area for me, right? Minami. That almost sounds like Monami. It's very close. Bus stop. Bus. So bus in this direction.
Jidosha.
Jidosha. Is that car?
Jidosha.
Automobile is jidosha. Jidosha. Kuruma. What would that be? The road? Maybe? I don't know. I don't know what that would be. Maybe a person in the car? Maybe movement.
Kuruma.
So
Jidosha.
automobile is jidosha, and kuruma is car. Kuruma is car. That's really interesting. I mean, it's funny because you'd think like, oh, those are the same things, but we have the words automobile and car. So is one of them more formal? I guess kuruma. It seems kuruma. Kuruma. Yeah, we also have vehicle. We have car, vehicle, and automobile. Automobile is considered to be older and more, like, I guess, out of use. Yeah, automobile is old. Is automobile? Yeah, for you guys, is it old wording? Yeah, it's more formal, I guess. That is an automobile, sir. Like, if somebody walks up to you and they're like, that's a car, that's a bit different than this is an automobile, right? Like, it's formality is kind of the difference. And I'm wondering if it's the same here. That's a car, yeah. Exactly.
乗り場
Noriba. What is this one? Is that going to be...
Noriba.
So this is a bus, and it's a boarding zone. So this is the boarding zone. That word is going to be zone.
乗り場
So bus boarding zone. Bus is a borrowed word. So basu. So that's going to be all done in phonetics. So you have bus boarding zone. There we go. Basu. Basu noriba. Yeah. You say auto vehicular car. I say machine spirit inhabited wheel. Yeah, it's noriba. Let's try it again.
バス乗り場
Basu noriba. Basu
バ
noriba.
ス乗り場
Noriba. Ba. It's kind of longer.
バス乗り場
Noriba. Basu noriba. Yeah, it's like noriba.
エレベーター
So that is another borrowed
エ
word.
レベータ
Erebeta. So elevator is erebeta.
ーエレベータ
And that's a borrowed word, so it's phonetic. There's a lot of borrowed words for, like, it seems like mechanical things or electronic things. That's a lot of borrowed words for that, which is really interesting to me. Was the game be localized? I mean, it is, technically. Unless you mean it for other languages. We'll ask about that. Okay, this is going to be the location. We had this from earlier, actually. It's, where is it? Himi River, Himi City, getting around, Hikari. There's
ー
Hikari. And then we've got bus. I think that's bus. Is that word for bus? I might be wrong. That section looks like this section. Yeah, we have that, but I don't know what that means. Where's Hikari? Hikari. There it is. Put that up there on this one. Boop. Okay, so we already got Hikari. But the last section is a symbol that I have not seen, I believe. This over here also has it. We'll go to this one.
自転車
Jitensha. Jitensha. Let's try it
自
again.
転車
Jitensha.
自転車
Jitensha. And that's going to be bus.
自転車
Or not bus. Bike, like parking? Bike lot? I'm going to guess bike lot. Because we have the word for lot here. Jitensha
上
Jo. And then this is bike. Bicycle. No, we're going to do bicycle.
自転車
Jitensha is bicycle. So you guys have a unique word for that. So you have a borrowed word for buses, borrowed word for cars, but a local word for bicycles. Yeah? That's interesting, actually. It makes me wonder if that's like the time that the item was introduced in the history of Japan. They did that. It's just bike? Okay. We have 2 words left in this. And I don't know what those mean quite yet. Let's look at other things that I can click on. Ah, the station. Did we get the station word? I think we got station. But we have this too. This is not the same. There's entrance in here. Let me grab that. We know that that is entrance. There we go.
1
And then we know that also that there is the same from this, which is Eki. So the Hikari Station, I'm going to guess bus entrance. Where's our bus? Let's grab bus. Oh, can we not do that? Is that not bus? Maybe it's car entrance? I think we did something earlier. Let's go down here. Kuruma. It's a car. Kuruma.
自動車
Jidosha. But we don't have the symbols for those quite yet. And this is the bus boarding zone. So it's not bus, it's something else. We have Hikari Eki, Gucci. Something entrance. Is that this? No. So it's not the station entrance. Could be train. Could be. Can I click on train? Not clickable. There's the parking lot. We have this one too. I have nothing on this one. Let's start to match these up. We have a couple of these, but I don't have the word for it. So a symbol that we've seen before is this one. We've seen it in a couple of different things. Let's see if there's anything else that's in this. We don't have the words for it. And this one is a symbol that we can match across. There's no matching. Ooh, we got to find another word. Maybe the whole of this can be used. There. Okay. So this ends up being a particle for the car. So that's a section that gets used out of jiten sha. So that right there for bicycle is, maybe that means movement? Something like that.
自動車
So jidosha, mobile. It means mobile. It means move. Yeah? That makes most sense. So bicycle will be another word for that. So jitensha is bicycle. Jidosha is automobile. Makes sense. Thing that moves. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense so far. This is the same there. Something lot. And we've seen this same thing. It's probably going to be a place then? Or is that up? Where did I find that?
タクシー駅
Not a station, but maybe a particle on something else.
ば
Noriba. Zone is ba, right? Ba on its own. So if we pull that, we can't get anything from this. Let's grab this. Jitensha. So there's our bicycle.
車
And we've pulled another sha on this. So that's going to be car or movement. And then this one is its own thing. But what is that? What is that used for? It's on here. It's there. It's eki. But it's different. So it's the left side of station, but something else on the right. Parking lot? Let me see. Could be lot. Is it lot? It is the parking lot. Okay, so it's bicycle lot. It's interesting that it's car lot though. Let me find the bicycle. The lot. Maybe I'll just grab it from over there. Did it.
駐車場自転車駐車場自転車駐車場
Jitensha chushajo.
自転車駐車場
Jitensha chushajo. And that is bicycle lot, basically. Bicycle parking lot. Yeah. That makes sense. Now we just have to figure this out for this
自
one.
動車
The hard part for me is finding the sections, the little pieces that align between them. That is not boarding. It's not bus. It's not zone. Zone is the final symbol there. Looks. Looks is interesting. I don't know if I have looks. It's a bus. This is not a bus. This is something else. So we can't use that on any of that. Not a
エレベ
bus.
ーター
Not an elevator.
乗り場
Not a noriba.
自
That's
転
used on
車
that. This symbol is not used there, but it is used where else? We have now used this many
自動
times.
車
So we can now use that. That's useful. And this symbol is used here. But where else? I don't know if it's used anywhere else. We may need to pull it from like a building or something like that. I think I know what the symbol means. You might. I think it's interesting because it shows you
エレ
like
ベーター
it shows you association between these different things. This may have been pulled from a previous thing that we learned, actually. Probably seen it before. Similar to this, not the same. Let's look through this. Gek was never used. Didn't really use that. We have this one from there, but we don't have the other. There we go. Ah, south.
南口光駅南口
So it's the Hikari Eki, it's the Hikari Station south entrance. Yeah, Hikari Eki Minamiguchi. Alright, I think I got all of them. Sick. Yeah, it's south from, where is it? Minami... Yeah, it's from this over here. Okay, that makes more sense. I think because we only used it once.
池と石
Lake. There is a pond and some stepping stones in the pond.
池
Stones. And? So you have an and word.
池と石
Iketo ishi. So to is like combining concepts. So pond and stone. But in English, we'd say there's a pond and some stepping stones in the pond. Or that pond has stepping stones. Or there are stepping stones in the pond. And in Japanese, it's just pond and stone. And that's it. That's ridiculously faster to communicate. You're just like, these two concepts together. Doesn't that lead to misinterpretation and misunderstanding? Because with ours, I guess we elaborate very heavily. And I feel like Japanese cuts to the chase. It works in context. Is it all contextual based? How do you communicate that over the phone? If you can't see the subject matter, how is it communicated? If there's no context, if that makes sense. I feel like that'd be with great difficulty. Okay, that's what I was wondering, because I was like, I feel like this language is super good if you're there. And if you're not there, how do you communicate it, right? You create the context. Okay. That's interesting. Ah, it's a road. We have some letters for this, actually. I think we have some that make sense in here. I have seen this symbol so many times in my life, always as an emoji of a smiling face. Every time. That gets used so much around the world on the internet as a smiling face. It's very funny. And now I get to learn what it actually means, right? This is a tree. So we have that for tree. Where? Yeah, tree there. Because it looks like a tree. And then a stone. Oh, yeah, that's and. And then stone.
石
So tree and stone. And then this is a pond, which we've seen a pond before.
池
Ike. And then this is that south? Let me look. No, there was another thing. I think it's a place. That's a place. Getting around and Himi City. Let me see. It starts with a tree symbol. No, there's something else in there. We can combine that. That is the same symbol there, but I don't know if it's used. Oh, wait, there's a guy up
池
here.
と道
Iketo Michi.
池
So pond,
道
pond and road.
と
So
池と道
Iketo Michi is there is a pond and a road. Yeah, bridge and pond. Bridge is there.
橋
So, bridge and pond, hashi to iki. So anything you want to combine in terms of context is that, you know. So, let me pose it as this. If you were describing something in Japanese, in English you would say, that pond and tree are beautiful. In Japanese, would you say pond and tree beautiful, or would you say beautiful pond and tree? Which one comes first? Beautiful first. Pond and tree first. Oh no, I'm getting both. I don't know which one it is. Okay, so ikitoki, toiki? I think it's toiki, right? For pond. So you do iki toiki or eki toiki. What is tree? What's tree again? Pond and tree beautiful is. Okay. Is like a time-based word that exists? There's a bridge and a river here. Bridge is there.
橋
River is here. And that is to.
と川と橋
Kawato hashi. Is there a reason that it's not hashi to kawa? Instead it is kawa to hashi. Is that based on what was there first? No preference? Okay, I was wondering if it was based on time. Like you'd say the river and the bridge because the bridge was built after the river kind of a thing. But if it's just no context, then it's fine. Like no preference. It is a car. We've seen car. Where is it? There it is.
車
Kuruma or automobile. And then this is and. And
と
to. And then this one, we've seen this before. Where are you? Where are you? There we go.
自転車と車
Bicycle and car. Where's the bicycle? Oh, I guess here. Yeah. Bicycle and car. Ah, parked is a new word, though. We don't have parked. Parked is interesting.
木と花
Kito hana. Kito hana.
花
Hana. And then Kito is going to be
Hana.
flowers. Or Hana is flower. And Kito,
木
tree and flowers. Where's our and? And.
木と花
Tree and flower. So Hana is flower. Kito hana. This is a really cool way to learn this, man. Like, it really is. There's our taxi. And there's our bus. Oh, wait. We're going to get to. And bus.
バスとタクシー
Basu to takushi. 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 It's hard to get that right. What language is this? Japanese, yeah.
と車
Kuruma
車
is car. Bus
バス
is bus. And then to, or to.
と
Is
バ
and.
スと車
By God, he's loading. Never thought I'd see the day. Japanese. You just keep stringing together things with to. No commas needed. So you could say like the bus and the car and the river and the road and you could just over and over again forever. Really? Yeah, we hate that in English. So what we do in English is we say the bus, car, river, bicycle, and the potato. We do and for the last one. Yeah. If you say and in between everyone, it was like, oh, don't do that. It sounds weird. It feels bad. No reason why. Technically, they're both valid, but one of them feels gross. Yeah, you really shouldn't drag out, but it's not incorrect. It's just weird feeling. Is it a bird? It is a
鳥
bird.
だ
Torida? Tori
鳥
is.
だ
Bird is. Okay, so you have a word for is or be or exists. So tori, bird. Da is be or exists.
魚だ
So this is going to be the fish
魚
exists. Yeah? That be a fish.
だ魚だ
Sakana da. It's informal form of desu. Finland mentioned torel. Toril. No, if it's Finnish, you gotta go like toril. You gotta do the R's, right? You gotta go into the sun with that. You need to say dasu. Dasu, to be polite. Tori.
自転車だ
Jitenshara. So that is
自転車
jitensha is bike, and then that is a bike.
だ自転車だ
It is a bicycle. Jitensha bike. Jitensha da. My brain is like, it's a bike, dude. Da is. Let's see what we got here.
車だね
Kuruma is car.
車
Is da.
だ
What is ne?
車だね
Emphasis. What is the emphasis of ne, Ed? When you say kuruma da ne, what is the difference between that and kuruma da?
車だね
Wait.
車だね
Kuruma da ne. Why is the difference from kuruma da? It's a rhetorical question statement? Da ne? Okay, so it's like, Emphasis? No, it says emphasis is not a question. That's just rhetorical. Is it to draw attention? Rhetorical implication. I wonder what is the implication?
猫だ
Wow. Neko.
猫
That couldn't possibly mean cat. That's definitely not cat, right?
だ猫だ
I think that's the most known Japanese word that exists, dude. It's like that and desu. Neko, yeah. No, it means car? You mean car. It's the isn't it from English? Okay.
猫カフェ
Cat cafe, hell yeah.
猫カフェ
I want to go to a cat. There's a cat cafe near me, and I've never gone. And you can go and pet the cats. I want to go to a cat cafe in my life. I've never gone to one. I've never gone to a cat cafe. And I feel like I have to. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I have to in my life.
猫カフェ
Neko cafe. And that's cafe, obviously.
カフェ
Is that so?
猫
That's a
カフェ
cafe is a borrowed word. Yeah.
赤信号だ。
That is not a borrowed word. So it's going to be the walk signal. Which one is signal? So that's signal. Shingo. Shingo, is that a borrowed word for signal? Because it sounds very similar. Da. We had da from before. Or we had ne. Da is B.
だ
The signal is red. So aka is going to be red.
赤赤信号赤信号だ
Aka shingo da. Learning Japanese, yeah. Yeah, aka is going to be red. Yeah. It is a red signal. Oh? What is this? Okay, so there's our bus. Do we have another way of writing is in this case? It looks like no. This is bus, I believe.
バス
Yeah. Basu. And then this is, I think we've had this in the past. Boarding. Yeah. Boarding. And then zone.
バ
So it's the bus boarding zone for that one.
非常ボタンだ
Hijo botanda.
非常ボタンだ
Oh, that's all together as its own thing. Oh, we got ads. Oh, Jake, it's your time to go. See you, dude. Jake, do you got an update on the task list for the day? Were you able to finish any of those? The small lift things. We do make really good food in the United States. Our portions are just too large. Maybe you're just too small. Ever think about that? Get bigger, nerd. That's how it works. And if you eat our food, you will get bigger.
だ
Da. So da is B, ne is emphasis, and umi, emergency. Is it emergency? No. Button? No. Da is B or is. Ocean, maybe? Ocean.
海海だね
That's related to the word umami, isn't it? Umami is a flavor. Umi is the ocean. Is that flavor from the ocean? Because umami... No, it's not related in any way? That's really interesting because the words are very close to each other. No, don't think like that? Okay. I was just wondering. Yeah. Because I know umami flavor can come from seaweed. And that's like a ocean thing. Umami, not umi. So they're very close. They're very different from each other. Okay. See, we have words that sound the same and usually mean the same thing. Or close to, in some way. Da. Where's my da? It's going to be all the way up here in particles. Da. That's fine, I guess. Boop. Boop. Is that done? That
非
is
常
done.
ボタンだ
Hijo botanda. What would that be? Botanda. So botanda has... I don't know. I don't know. Train, maybe? Is there a train stop? Do we have something from before? Emergency, maybe?
非常
Hijo. Hijo is emergency.
ボタン
Botan is button.
ボタン
So botan is a borrowed word for button. Again, it's a lot of mechanical and electronic things. Yeah. You can find it in the pinned comment. So hijo botanda, which is emergency button. And botan is a borrowed word because it's phonetic. It's interesting, actually. Uma can also be shortened for umai, which means tasty. Doesn't that mean Uma Musumi is tasty horses? What does that word mean together? Borrowed word? Is it related to flavor? What does that word mean now? Uma is horse. What does Musumi mean? What does Musumi mean? It means horse girl. Musumi means girl? So the horse girl game is literally named horse girl. I've lost my mind. It means daughter. It means horse daughter. Something about that is just so hilarious to me. It means horse daughter or horse girl, and it's the horse girl game about horse girls, and it's named Uma Musumi, and everyone's like, oh, it's so exotic. What a name. And what does it mean? It means horse girl. That's so funny, dude.
バス乗り場だ
Basu is
バ
bus.
ス
Noriba.
乗り場
Boarding zone. And then da is...
だ
Emphasis.
バス乗り場だ
Oh, it's B, rather. No, it's, yeah. Bus, basu noriba da. Coffee is kohi. So it's kohi, so it's borrowed. Was coffee not native to Japan? Was it brought in? Anything that was imported has a phonetic name, yeah? That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like, it seems like electronics, certain mechanics, coffee, tea is Japanese, yes. Why is it not basu eki? So if we go to eki, I believe was that station. I might be wrong. Let me go look. Eki is station. So this is a boarding zone. It's not a building. There's no station here. So it's a zone, and it's got a square around it. Which is interesting, because if we go to zone, which is ba, anything that is a marked out location, they're calling a ba, instead of a station, which a station was a building. Which I think that is correct. It feels correct, and so far it has been. I mean, coffee is also a borrowed word from kafa. Kafa? Yeah. And when you think kafa, I think of kefir, which is the yogurt drink. There's too many words. I feel my mind expanding, breaking against the sides of my skull. Oh, wait. It is 7:05. I'm going to call the developer.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. To start off, I think this is a fantastic way to learn a language. I think this is really, really fun. I am terrible with English, and it's the only language I know. So already I'm really enjoying this, and it's a very fun way to learn. If you want to explain who you are to the community and talk a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, sure. And I think you're doing great, by the way, so far. It's been fun watching.
Thank you.
So, yeah, my name is Eric. I am a solo developer who made this game with some help with my family and friends. My wife is a native Japanese speaker, and so she's helped a lot with the writing. My brother made the music. And her family and some of our friends are all the voices in the game, so I know all the people. And before this, I was in academia. I used to teach computer science at Cornell University for a while, actually. And I before that did my PhD at University of Washington in educational games.
Oh, that's not too far from me. Hey.
Yes.
Nice.
And so I have been working at educational games for a while, but I really wanted to try to make something about Japanese specifically. Like, for me, it's been a major part of my life, and it's just so hard. There's nothing else I've invested so much time into that I'm so bad at still. Like, it's just so many words you have to learn, and it's such a struggle, and I wanted to make something more like traveling and less like reading a textbook, and so that's how I got into this.
I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a really cool way to see this. And in fact, I think I saw your game like a year and a half, 2 years ago. When I first saw it, and I was like, "This is awesome!" Like, it was so cool.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, no, it's still awesome. Like, I'm really glad that you just kept going with it and actually made it all out, because this is exactly what I was hoping it was going to be like in terms of experience. And I'm interested because, you know, I don't know if I've seen another game that does it like this. What was your inspiration for that? Like, where have you seen this done in any other types of games? Like, the only other thing I guess the only other game I've ever really played that's got any type of language stuff like this is Duolingo, and that's mostly just a green bird trying to bully me into learning something every day, you know?
Yes. So it's partially inspired by my own experiences in Japan. So like this is the game that I basically play by myself when I'm in Japan. Like I sit in the trains and like just wonder what is this sign talking about? And sometimes just try to like figure it out on my own. And then I thought like this is actually kind of fun. Like I wonder if I could make a whole game about this where all you do is figure out the language. And there's also a game called Heaven's Vault, which is by Inkle. It's fantastic. It came out, I think, 2018, 2019. It's a game where you decipher a fictional language that the developers made up. And it has this great story, and I just like completely loved it. And I spent so much time learning this fictional language, and I thought like what if I had spent all this time learning like a real language, like a useful language? Like I want to bring this experience to a real language.
Oh, I see what you're talking about here. Yeah, no, I pulled the game up. This is exactly it. So it's a fictional language for this one, and that system is similar in a lot of respects, but it seems like you've kind of evolved upon it.
Yeah,
that's quite cool.
And the Chance of Sonar came out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say, the only other game that I've ever heard of that's like that is Chance of Sonar, which is, I haven't played that one yet, but chat keeps telling me you have to play it, so I will eventually.
Oh, it's great. It's so well done. Yeah, and that's another, like a constructed language, a fictional language that the devs made up.
Yeah, no, that one, everyone told me it's got a fake language, you need to go play it. And I was like, oh, God, so it's in the list. Now I'm going to end up playing it after Indiecember for sure. So, with this in mind, have you found that there's like a big audience around this? It looks like you're sitting at 98 positive, or at 98 reviews at 97% positive, which is fantastic. So how do you feel the reception has been so far? It's a very niche game. It's something that we don't really see a lot of.
Yeah, it's a very niche game. There's definitely a lot of people who are interested in learning Japanese. And I think so I really wanted to make something that's like a puzzle, like where you're really figuring it out yourself. So the game sort of intentionally doesn't have a whole lot of explanations, and so you're kind of working to match things based on context. And so I think that appeals to some people, and I think there's other people who just want the game to tell them what to do. So there's the reception's been fun so far, though. People seem to like it who have been playing it.
For me, I find it to be an easier way to learn stuff because I like context and I like imagery for that kind of a thing. I think this is probably the best way I've ever seen to learn a language. Like it made me feel like I was actually understanding and learning the symbols, and I could make associations very quickly as I was getting further into it. And like when I'm doing stuff in Duolingo, I forget that shit in 5 minutes. Like it's just gone, right? Like so, like, and like that's the thing is like this seems to me at least like a better way to learn this, and I think it's quite fascinating that it hasn't really been tapped super heavily until you building this. So I think it's quite cool.
Oh, thank you.
So I am interested. This came out in March. Have you released updates for it? Are there things that you want to add? Do you think that there's any type of other content you want to build on this or add more concepts?
Yeah, so I've pushed a couple of updates, mostly fixing bugs, and now I'm trying to figure out like sort of longer term what exactly I want to do. I'm actually in the middle of making it work on mobile. Like I got it working on my Android phone recently.
That's awesome.
So that's kind of the next step. The game, like it's a cool structure that you can figure out just by matching things, and I'm trying to like kind of explore like what more could I add that might make it better.
Yeah, I'm gonna play all the way through this, and like I'm super into this. I think that you've done a really cool job with it, and it's unique. I don't, like I said, I don't find a lot of games that are like this, and I haven't found one that feels that way. At least not in the way that it you can make associations and visually like this. I love that it runs. Oh, it runs on Linux as well. Does that mean? Do you have it working on Steam Deck?
I mean, it will work on Steam Deck. I haven't like done a whole lot of development specifically for Steam Deck, but yes, I've been told it runs.
That's awesome. Are you interested in doing this for other languages in the future, or is it just a personal thing for you because of your family for Japanese?
That's a great question. So I mean, in general, yes, like I love languages in general. Like I am interested in other languages. However, my dream coming into this was to have like a single game that somebody who doesn't know Japanese could sit down and become proficient. And of course, this game is like a tiny first step towards that goal. It's like people are learning things, which is really cool to see. But by the end of the game, I think there's something like 650 words. The most complicated sentence in the game is something like, please don't park here if you're not a customer of this convenience store, or something, to give you an idea of like what it builds up to. And but you're still not going to be able to really
have
converse.
Conversations, or it's more like you can understand signs and warnings.
Right. So I still have this strong feeling of like, oh, you know, like this game should go further in Japanese. This is like not sufficient for teaching Japanese by itself yet.
For you, what do you feel is holding you back from reaching that dream goal that you have?
It's so hard to get the pacing right. So like the goal is to try to make it so that people can figure out the words without too much struggle from the context. But then you just need so many repetitions of seeing the same word over and over again in different contexts that like just creating so much content and making it make sense, and then introducing grammar as well as vocabulary there's just so much to cover, and that's the biggest struggle, I think.
That makes sense. I think that's one of the biggest difficulties in learning any language is you can get the base concepts very quickly, and then it's like, okay, now let's get the difference between there, and there.
It's so hard.
And then you're like, oh man,
yeah,
it starts to go completely nuts. So that completely makes sense to me, and I'd be interested, like if you do plan on continuing and adding additional content to it and building in that direction. Is there any type of barrier to you doing that? Is it mostly just trying to figure out, you know, the right way to do it?
It's mostly trying to figure out the right way to do it.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's cool. So with this game, do you actually have a Discord?
I do have a Discord.
You do have a Discord.
They're great. It's been
That's
very
awesome.
helpful.
Yeah, I hope that the community is like super excited about this, because I think what you've done here is really interesting. And even if you don't end up going in the direction of doing other languages like this, I feel like this should be a standard way to teach language, in a way that there are interactives and contexts along with that, because this felt good to learn on this. It felt much better than having like, here's a sentence, good luck. You know, like, it's just a lot of these feel like that, or it's like more textbook like this. Interactive experiences, I think, are just better for learning in general, because it's, I don't know, it's how we learned as kids, right? Everything was interactive. Everything was back and forth in repetition. And this feels like that sort of way of learning, which is much better. Yeah. What if Duolingo was like this? Exactly. What if all, you know, learning for languages is like this? I think you've done something quite cool. And it's the same thing I was excited about like a year and a half, 2 years ago, when I showed this off the first time, and I was like, this is awesome. I can't wait to play this. You know? Actually, how long have you been developing this now? It's been a while.
It took 6 years.
Yeah. No, that's quite a long time, and I'm not surprised. The voiceovers on this, is that all your family members throughout this?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love that, actually. Replayable plus 100? Yes. What do you guys think about it? Oh yeah, what engine did you use for this?
This uses Monogame. This is actually a little bit of a story. So I started with Pygame, actually. So I just co-taught the intro Python class at Cornell, like right before I started this. And so like that was in Python. And so I was been teaching Python. I was like, I'm just going to use Python. And that I intended not to do that for very long, but it's like I could get so far so fast that suddenly I had this huge code base that was in Python. And it was
Python's quick and dirty, you know?
Yeah, and it was great until I needed it to work on other people's computers, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, oh no. So like at some point I had to spend a whole summer just rewriting the whole thing. But I really wanted to have control over it. Like I came from a programming background, so I was a little bit nervous about using Unity or something like that. A long time ago I made games in Flash. And after getting burned by that, since no one can play those games anymore.
So you were worried about becoming obsolete again, the same thing.
Yeah, like I really wanted to have the ability, if I necessary, to have control over it. So that's why I use Monogame.
No, that's totally fair. And yeah, that was I was a Newgrounds kid growing up. Used Flash all the time. Made all kinds of stuff in it, and like was really enjoyed that community. And now today, it's done. Right.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in
Yeah,
Newgrounds
yeah.
got updated, but a lot of stuff was lost as a result of that, and it was just because
Yeah.
Flash was super vulnerable, dude. Yeah.
Right.
It's just how that goes. I'm also interested in the music. So, did you do the music? Did somebody else work on that? Like, how many people worked on this with you?
My brother did the music, and it was really fun working with him. Like, I think he did a great job with it. He just was interested in helping out, and so he worked on this, and we worked together a little bit.
That's awesome. Heck yeah. That's fantastic. I think that's honestly great. This is a really cool way to learn this. And I'm excited, even though I've already played like some of this, I'm excited for you to add more stuff to it. I hope that you get the opportunity to do so and that you find a right way to portray it, because I think this could be something that is or should be a standard in learning language. It feels right. As somebody who's doesn't know anything but English, and even then badly, right? So take that with a grain of salt, but I feel like this feels right, you know?
Oh, thank you. No, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Go learn.
And
Learn.
definitely one of the challenges is how to get more grammar into it. So like I think you were starting to see by the end of it, like the last levels you were playing started to get like to be an emphasis actually. Like Japanese has these particles like ne and yo where like they're very hard to translate. They're like they're kind of like these pepperings that get added onto it that like have these nuances, and so like that's something I'm thinking about a lot. Like how does it like really start to bring these elements in?
Yeah, because one of the things I saw was for emphasis, and I'm like, but what emphasis? I don't know what that means. I don't have the context to understand emphasis on this. And you know, when we put emphasis on something, it's in English, it's usually like, you know, you're doing it as an emotional emphasis kind of a thing. You sound different, sort of. So I don't know. That's the difference, I think, for me, is like trying to learn another language for that is I don't know what that means. And then now you have to find a way to describe that, which is
Right.
which is deeply cultural. And like anybody who knows the language knows when to add emphasis and when not to add emphasis. Same thing for us, you know,
Right.
same thing for English. So how many languages do you know?
I mean, how many languages do I know? Well, just one, which is English. But
Fair.
But Japanese is okay. So like I can converse with my in-laws. Like we can have conversations, and I can express with some struggle what I want. But if I'm like with a group of entirely Japanese people, and they're all speaking Japanese, and then if they talk about like politics or history, like some like specific topic, I'll struggle. And other than that, at different times I've studied Mandarin, Russian, Latin.
Oh, that's awesome. So you've got studies in all of that just to get like a little bit of context, basically, for a lot of different languages. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I know English kind of, and I know a little bit of Vietnamese menus because I love Vietnamese
cool.
food, and that's about it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, when I was growing up, my first girlfriend was Vietnamese, and so her family just spoke Vietnamese all the time, and I picked up food words, very few of them, and not very well. Right? I love me a good pho tai nam, you know, and that's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
You know? Oh no, I
Yeah.
love that though.
Vietnamese seems super cool. Like I'd love to learn it
is.
someday.
The thing that I could never do with any of that is they try to teach me stuff, but the way that you pitch your voice with the same word is very different words, incredibly different in Vietnamese, and it just blew me away. I was like, "There's no way I can do that, man. Like, no way at all." Yeah. So what do you think is the most complicated portion of Japanese for an English speaker to learn?
This is a tricky question. I think probably it's the sentence order can be very different. So Japanese is a subject object verb language. So the verb comes at the end. But where this really gets crazy is when you have embedded clauses. So like English, you would say, I'm eating the hamburger that is on the table or something, right? And so that is on the table comes after the hamburger, but in Japanese it will come before. So the modifiers will come before, and that if they stack, like if you have multiple modifiers, then it may be that like the thing being modified is like delayed way to the end of the sentence. And in English that would come first and then be
Yeah.
modified several times. So like there's some structures which are just insane. Like the order ends up being so radically different from the word order or what it would be in English that
Really?
it takes a lot of energy to comprehend.
So you would be like this is what I was asking earlier. Is like, if you want to say a tree is beautiful in English, you say that tree is beautiful, or you could also say there is a beautiful tree. But in Japanese, is it always beautiful and then tree?
Yeah, so if there's just like an adjective noun combination, then yeah, it'll be like a beautiful tree. Or you could also say like the tree is beautiful in a similar way as English. It's
Really?
it
So
happens,
it can swap.
it can swap, yeah. It can swap, yeah.
Is there a reason to do that swapping, or is it just preference? Whatever you want it to be.
It's similar to English that if you wanted to, it depends a little bit on what you're emphasizing. Like if you're saying like the beautiful tree is over there, then you would say beautiful tree. But if it's like the tree is beautiful, you're emphasizing the beauty of the tree, then you might like put it at the end.
Okay. One of the things I'm always interested in is how cultures feel about others learning their language. I don't know much about the culture of Japan outside of what you see on social media, which social media isn't real, right? So I'm wondering, how do people there feel if you are a foreigner that is trying with the language and not doing very well? Is that looked down on? Is that looked on positively? Is that is there any cultural kind of frame of mind there?
Oh, my experience is that people often look on it very positively. Yeah,
Really?
there's kind of like this phrase "Nihongo jozu," which is like you're good at Japanese, and it's become almost like a meme online because there's people often have this experience that they start speaking Japanese, and then somebody will say like, "Oh, you're so good at Japanese." That's what "Nihongo jozu" means.
It's being
And
polite.
yeah, and then you're like, wait, like I don't feel like I'm good. Like I just like struggle to get this small like phrase out. But yeah, people I think are welcoming. They often really
Okay.
want to speak English back to you though. So like so like getting into a conversation that continues in Japanese is sometimes it takes a little bit of work, but yeah.
That's very funny. So Nihongo Josu is, your Japanese is very good, but it's meant as like it's more like a polite thing to say, sort of a thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, you're trying it. I can see that. Great. Keep doing
Yeah.
it. Okay, that makes sense. That's quite funny. It's always positive when people try to learn another language. Yeah, it's always interesting because like I never know what that's going to be like because I don't know. I've never been there, right? And it's someplace that I always wanted to visit. This next year, I'm going to be visiting Australia, and they just
Oh, cool.
speak Australian, which is the same as English but with more slang. So it's nothing real different there, right? Except for Australian slang goes wild. You get some wild slang in that. It's quite interesting.
I hope you get to go to Japan someday. Yeah.
I want to. I've got a lot of buddies over there. Like Pete's over there, and I want to go hang with him because I only get to hang with him when I go to TwitchCon Europe. He's an awesome dude. There's another streamer here on Twitch named Peter, and
Okay.
you would never expect him to know Japanese as well as he does, but oh my god, does he? He'll just bust it out and be like, "Oh yeah, no, but I'm terrible at Japanese." I was like, "No, you're not, dude. Don't lie." It's actually fantastic. But no, this is wonderful, honestly, and I think you're doing a really good job with this, and I think you should absolutely continue with it. And I hope that you get the opportunity to. I see you have a bunch of awards over here as well. Look at that. Awesome. Heck yeah.
Yeah, it got into the PAX Rising showcase last year. That was really cool. Like that was such a cool experience at PAX East in Boston, and so it had its like own booth in this pretty visible area, and lots of people came by. And it was also at Tokyo Game Show
That's
in
awesome.
2022, which is also like a really wild experience. Like
We're gonna
it
make
was really
badges
fun.
for you guys for this too, for Indiecember, so you'll be able to put those up. We were talking
cool.
about the other
Yeah,
day is like
thanks.
building that kind of stuff, and I've already added it to the list on Steam as well because we do Indiecember. You can actually see all the games for Indiecember up here, and they're all just listed out. So if you go find, where is it? It should already be up. Is it not showing it?
Oh, cool.
Oh, there it is, so to speak. It's right at the top. I scrolled way past it, but yeah, you'll be able to mouse over and then immediately install the demo directly from this. So I'm hoping that people find this and they're able to get it, which is great.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I think this is fantastic, and I'm so excited to see this direction for learning language. And I think what you're doing, like I said before, should be a standard. And I think it's awesome. Is there anything that you would say to like developers who are just starting out, people that want to do this but maybe are afraid to do it or haven't started yet or putting it off?
I think that just getting started is the most important thing. Yeah, like I mean, I don't know exactly how to do this well, but like it's the main thing is I think just trying things and I mean I have this experience. I imagine you might have this experience too, that it sounds good in my head, but then like when I
then it's
actually
not on paper.
make it and then it's not you know what I mean? Like I've gone through this process so many times where I thought the idea was so good, but then people are like, I don't like this, I don't want this. You got to do it this other way. And it's just like people are so incredibly different from each other that every time somebody plays this, every time something new happens, like they do something that I've never seen before, and I'm like stunned at this. It just like the things that come up even now after it's been out several months.
My favorite thing with that is we have this section of Heartbound where you are stamping letters, and the intention of the scene is that you feel like you're in a dead-end job. And you can leave at any time, but you don't realize that. So you can hit up on the keyboard to leave or up on your controller to leave at any time. And the player eventually figures it out. Every once in a while, and it's pretty rare, but every once in a while, someone will contact me and say, the game broke. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, it froze. I can't leave this scene. Because they just see that it's happening, and they put the controller down, and they touch nothing. They never tried to press any buttons. They never did anything whatsoever. They just sit there and watch it forever. And it's rare, but it does happen. And it's always fascinating to me to find out, like, there are so many different types of players that you would never expect someone to do that. I'm like, there's no way someone will just sit there and do nothing. There's no, like, anyone would try to do something, but then no, there are people that will just sit there and do nothing. And there are also people that are like spamming all the keys, and they're like, I didn't even know there was a cutscene there because it skipped instantly. Which is so interesting to me because you learn all about different types of players through making something, and you're totally right.
Right.
I love it, and it's always fascinating to me for sure. Yeah, spamming A button to skip everything. Yeah, what's up?
I wanted to ask. I played the Heartbound demo, and
Yeah.
it seemed like there was some language that you had made up.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
some of the characters are speaking, and I was wondering, like, there's actually seems like different ones. There's more than ones that have like different symbols and stuff. And I was curious, like, what is that? Like, how far did you go with that?
So that's actually a one-to-one transposition cipher. Let me pull them up for you. Runes. So I could pull them out over here. That's these runes right here. This is the Guardian variants of them. And then this right here is the Darksider variants of it. And we have the big ones and the small ones. And these are one-to-one replacements for English language and for numbers. So that allows the players to decipher them. They do decipher them. It is not localized. That text is not. But it can be brought back to English. And then also on our website... Going to here. I love puzzles and ciphers. I love ARGs, so it's something that I've built all throughout the game. And I just love doing that. It's quite fun because it gets people to try stuff that they've never done before. But if we go into here and we scroll all the way to the bottom, there will be at the bottom of the page a little crack down there, and if you click on it, it takes you to a page that's just like that, and that's part of the ARG. So they have to learn how to read that language. Yeah, but it is just one-to-one. It's each of those is an English letter kind of a thing. Yeah, super fun. Just like Unknown. Yes, that is a Pokemon version of the exact same thing. One-to-one ciphers. Quite fun. But they're all just made-up symbols. We made one that was more circular and fluid, and then we made one that was more boxy and rigid between the two different factions, effectively. Or Puzzle Brain Compulsion Activate. I know, you brought up a puzzle, and I had to show you my puzzle. I love puzzles. It's super fun. I think that's why I like this format so much, is it feels like you are solving a language as a puzzle. It's little pieces of it, and you're putting the puzzle pieces together. And then I love the idea of having the book of words down the right side where you've, like, collected these as you go. Like, that feels really, really nice to see this and know, like, oh, yeah, that symbol is like this. Those might be related in some way, or this is a piece of that other word. And you start to form an idea in your head of how the language feels and operates. And I think this is a great addition to this. Really, really like it. You can see here, like, all of this lights up, and it shows you, like, different symbols and things, so you can start to build that yourself. It's nice. You've done a great job.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, go and wishlist. Do it. Wishlist the video game. if you wishlist the game, it will tell Steam to show it to more people. Wishlist, if you're not going to buy it, wishlist it, and that tells Steam, hey, you should show this to more people because more people will wishlist it, and then Steam, you, the platform, will make more money. And Steam really wants to make money. So the best way to do that, wishlist. Same as doing upvotes on or comments on YouTube. Exactly the same. Yeah. I'll buy it when it's out on mobile. That's cool. Actually, are you going to be releasing it for free on mobile? Or you want to do it as a paid thing on mobile?
I'm debating, but I'm thinking of doing both. Like, my current plan is to release the demo also on mobile for free, and then have a paid one that's like the full game.
That's awesome.
But
And there is a demo, so get the demo. Go play the demo.
Yeah, there is a demo, and the demo is free. This is some kind of inside joke here, right? Like,
yep. Yes. The goblins will try to convince everyone that the demo is paid for our demo. It's free. The demo is always free. Don't buy the demo. The demo is, God damn it. Why are they like this? You could be any other way. So, you were saying to the ad break that you've had people in the community go to Japan and actually be able to read signs from this. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because that to me seems super interesting. Even if it's just like a minor thing, people are still learning from the game, and you've got evidence of that?
Yeah, like some basic evidence. Like, there's some words in the game that are just repeated a whole lot of times, like exit and entrance and this kind of thing. And some people have actually. Actually, my favorite story of this is in the town that I live. There's a restaurant that its name is something different in English, but in Japanese it has like a neon kanji sign that says tree flower on it. And
okay.
I got my dad to play this as I was doing testing, and then I like made him go and try to read the sign off the restaurant, and like he was able to read part of it. And so yeah, like I even got my dad to learn
well, that's great.
Japanese, which he would not have done otherwise.
No, that's actually fantastic. I mean, if it's working, then it's working. You know, I think that's power to the fact that it is working to create an association with the symbols, which I think for at least for me, that's probably the most daunting, feature of Japanese. The same thing with daunting feature of Chinese is any type of glyph-based language, it seems so foreign, it seems so alien until you start making these associations. And that's why I think the way that you've built this is great for this, honestly, because I think it's working for me in a way that feels good. So, yeah. You love this so much? You love educational games? Yeah, I agree. Written Japanese is very daunting? Yes.
I love educational games in general, by the way. Like, I think that, like, it's a great thing to do. I think like the challenge is getting away from a textbook. So oftentimes a lot of like math games and stuff, they're kind of like a worksheet in disguise, I think. And the challenge is to like make it so it's really much more like the thing that people are interested in. Like basically every topic in education, it's there because somebody thought some topic is important, and I think the key is to get as close to that topic as possible, which in this case is like actually wandering around Japan.
Yeah, no, that's sick. I think it's great, honestly. I'm also kind of interested, a little historical context here. There seems to be a lot of words in Japanese that sound like their English counterparts and are just kind of inherited. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Is that like technology references or things that were imported, or like how did that come to be in Japanese?
There's a whole bunch of words like this. That's true. And I think, yeah, a lot of it is imported. I'm not exactly sure the history of this, but there's different things that have been imported at different times. And so there are a whole bunch of loan words. In the sense that actually the English has some loan words from Japanese, actually. It blew my mind when I learned that Pokemon is actually like pocket monster.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like a word that was like went from English into Japanese and then came back. And like people don't realize that this is actually like a contraction of an English word.
So that's a contraction of an English word that turned into Japanese and then turned back into English.
Yeah.
That's telephone game all the way down.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I knew it was pocket monsters, but I thought that was the translation. I didn't realize it was like all right. It's really weird. Is tsunami the same way? Yeah, someone in chat said tsunami.
It just comes directly from Japanese, yeah. It's
okay, so that's just a Japanese word that we inherited. That's interesting.
Right,
So loan words are really interesting to me. I always find that fascinating between language. There's so many words that seem the same, like all the countries that are wrong about how pineapple is spelled. which is all of them. Yeah, yeah. It's definitely not ananas. It's pineapple. Yeah. It's- always makes me laugh. Well, so now that you've built this, what's next for you? Are you gonna keep trying to work on this? Are you gonna make something new? What is your passion? Where is it taking you?
I'm still very interested in this general problem of how do I make something that can really train somebody to be proficient. So I'm interested in adding more to this, but I'm still thinking about like exactly what is the right structure. So this game doesn't let you do speaking or writing really. Like it's kind of like half the important skills, and so I really feel like that's an important problem to solve of like just actually language as input to a game is just hard in general. In fact, actually I think like a week ago I was watching your stream and you were talking about Zork. And I was remembering that, oh yeah, like I used to play games like this. Like I didn't play Zork, but I played King's Quest, like the original King's Quest games. It was all like you type like pick up the rock. And I remember like fighting a lot with the parser that like I would phrase it like slightly the wrong way, and then it would like not understand what I was saying exactly, and so like I think there's reasons why the game industry as a whole has sort of moved away from that as a thing, and because there's certain challenges of like how do you make the player aware of what can be done, what they can and can't interact with, what they can and can't say. And so yeah, that actually reflected a lot after you said this. I'm like, oh yeah, like how this is interesting.
That's
like,
why.
You know,
so
how to make this
the
work.
game we were talking about there was Dreadline Express, which was another Indiecember game, and the way they got around it was they actually used cards, so that you have certain cards that are used for context. So if you want to talk about laudanum, like in this case, you would pull up the card, and if you want to talk to a specific person about their problem with laudanum, you take that guy's card about him and laudanum and put him in your hand and then talk to him, which is the same as like a you know, that text-based adventure, but like you said, it fixes the problem of I don't know what I can do. You have a card in your hand that tells you. You know, you know what your options are, and you're collecting options. Yeah, collecting options, and this feels like you're collecting those options as well because you have that book down the side where you can collect all of these. You know what you've seen in the past, right? And you now have this collection of things, collection of knowledge to pull on, and since you're repeating it, you're collecting that permanently, and you start to actually remember this, which is great. Like I think that's fantastic. Even if I'm just learning simple words right now, like torida, you know, like for a bird, it is a bird rather. You know, I think that's great, and I think the thing that's so fascinating to me is why has no one taken this approach? And I guess it just comes down to someone's got to do it eventually, and you've done it. So, and I think it's a better approach. So I'm really excited for that, man.
Oh, thanks. And thanks for bringing up that other game too. I'll go look at that actually as like sort of an idea of how to do like text input stuff. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Dreadline Express is really good. That's awesome, dude. Well, with that in mind, is there anything you want to tell the community before we end it out?
Oh no, thanks. It's just like really fun to do this. Thanks for organizing this whole event, and thanks to the audience for watching and being interested in this.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's my pleasure. Your game is awesome. I've been following it for a long time, and I think what you're doing is cool. You know, and I think it's come out.
Thank you.
I think it's come out exactly the way that I was hoping it would. The game it did. So awesome job. Seriously.
Thanks.
Is there anything you want to say to everybody before we end off?
No. Goodbye. Thanks.
All right. You have a wonderful day, and I will see you later.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.